What's up? What's happening? So, been seeing a lot of stuff on the news on Instagram, far as um, what you call that, the LA riots. So, came on YouTube to try to see something, see what can I find on it, and I found something that say lawmaker asks if LA deployment order could be applied nationwide. So that's from the PBS NewsHour 2 hours ago. So but check it out, and I'm gonna give my honest, unbiased opinion. So let's get it.
So, General King, is the United States being invaded by a foreign nation?
Sure. Thanks for your question. I think at this point in time, I don't see any foreign state-sponsored folks invading, but I'll be mindful of the fact that there has been some border issues throughout time, and defer to DHS, who handles the border along the nation's contiguous outline.
Is there a rebellion somewhere in the United States?
Sir, I think there's definitely some frustrated folks out there.
I mean, if frustrated folks were a rebellion, and I guess that goes to my question for the secretary. Two things: there should be some sort of paper flow that the committee, the Congress, the public can look at in invoking Title 10, Section 12406. So can you give us some clarification on whether the orders that were issued apply to specifically Los Angeles, to California generally, or is this a nationwide order?
The orders that have been issued, which are publicly available and known, relate to an ongoing situation in Los Angeles, which could expand to other places. But it's quite easy to point out that there has been an invasion of 21 million illegals in our country under the previous administration. So this administration was elected to get a hold of that.
Yeah,
and when you have ICE officers being attacked with concrete blocks,
Secretary,
they should be allowed to do their job.
Secretary, I would really like to not try to create a viral moment for either of us. I'm actually trying to understand kind of the scope of this order. The order effectuates the ability to mobilize the Guard and the Marines. In the order, it does not specify a location. It does not specify which Marines or which Guard. And I'm trying to figure out, if you decided to do this collectively in Kansas or any other place, would you need to specify a new sort of fact pattern, or do you think this order applies to any Guard, anywhere, any service branch, anywhere? It's just like, I get your justification. We disagree about the circumstances. I'm just trying to figure out, did you just potentially mobilize every Guard everywhere and every service member everywhere? I mean, create the framework for that. I understand you didn't. I'm saying, what does the document do, in your opinion?
Senator, if you notice, the initial order of 2,000 in California was followed by a follow-on order for the additional 2,000, with a recognition that the situation there required more resources in order to support law enforcement. So part of it is getting ahead of a problem, so that if in other places, if there are other riots in places where law enforcement officers are threatened, we would have the capability to surge National Guard there if necessary. And thankfully, in most of those states, you'd have a governor that recognizes the need for it, supports it, and mobilizes it him or herself. In California, unfortunately, the governor wants to play politics with it.
I did step on the last part of your statement, so I'm going to try to take turns here. Just on the 747 question, did the Department of Defense initiate the conversation with the Qataris? Did they initiate the conversation? How did that go?
Senator, I'd have to go back and review it, but we've been a part of the ongoing conversation.
Yeah, but I think it kind of matters who's asking, doesn't it?
Ultimately, the Defense Department is, or soon will be, when the Memorandum of Understanding is signed, in receipt of a gift from the Qatari government that could serve, once it's modified, eventually as something that the president could use.
I mean, I think this is illegal and unconstitutional, and I won't rant about that, but I actually think from the standpoint of our collective responsibilities, it very much matters what the paper flow was, who started these conversations that come out of the White House, that come out of the Secretary of State or the President or the SecDef or at a lower level or ambassadors. We're entitled to know, because we can agree or disagree about the propriety of this, but my basic request of you is that if we're going to disagree, let's disagree with the same set of facts. Let's have the documentation on the Qatari aircraft. Let's have the same set of documentation about what these orders do and don't do with respect to Los Angeles. Because if we're just going to screen past each other and then see who succeeds more on the internet, that's actually not the way to do this work. We're supposed to be in struggle against each other, but in a way where we actually have all the information. You have our information, we have yours, and so I'm hoping that we can get some documentation about both matters in a nonpartisan, bipartisan.
Okay. I don't think it's an invasion. Okay. But I can say this. It's a crime. It's a crime. Anything that's supposed to be illegal, because I mean, I don't make the laws, so can't get mad at me for my opinion. But whatever is supposed to be illegal in the eyes of America, whatever is illegal is a crime. And I mean, I know that, you know, it's some officers out there, probably some guardmen and whatever, Marines, whatever, that's, you know, lightweight pushing stuff towards it, like causing more chaos by egging stuff on. But I would have just waited 3 years. I mean, I can't say how I can't say how I would feel in that situation, because I'm not from a different country. But I can say, like, if they was forcing me out where they had to have all these, you know, officers and stuff go around to every state looking around, trying to just walk up on people and ask them, hey, like, is you illegal or you know, is you illegal or not illegal? Is you legal or illegal? We need to know. We need to see some documentation. I wouldn't want to stay. I would just leave, because it's like, it ain't no point of going through the hassle. And what's so messed up about it is, like, I feel like they are messing themselves up, because if you would have just waited 3 years, because let's be real, everybody, oh yeah, is Trump gonna go for a third term? Yeah, I joked around with that, whatever, but we all know he can't go for no third term. We all know that. And even if he tried, it's ways around that where it's like, no, this ain't about to happen, buddy. You just one man. But other than that, like, I feel like they bringing it worse upon themselves, because it's like, if y'all want to be here, y'all would have left peacefully, knowing once he won, I would have left, because I already knew what was coming. Don't get me wrong, I probably would have stretched it out until January, but once he was sworn in, I would have took off, because that next president, you know, could be a Republican. And you know, you got to think about it like this: why would Americans want you here if you get mad at stuff like this and tear up stuff and riot the way that you are? It shouldn't go that way. If anything, you should have just left and waited 3 years. The same way, you know, like, because it's been chaos since Trump was even trying to go for president since 2016. Everybody was so worried about who we gonna have. We really don't want Hillary. We really don't want Trump. Who else gonna step up? And couldn't nobody else step up. So it was like Trump won that. Everybody had to, complain about each other and everything. 2020, still the back and forth stuff. Everybody complained about elections being stolen and gloating about how Biden won and everything, beat Trump, and it's just like, if y'all really don't see what's going on, y'all really don't have no common sense, like, because just give it 3 years, leave for them 3 years, at least show the next president that, hey, look, if you want us to leave, we'll leave peacefully. We just want to be somewhere better. That's all we want to be. We want to be somewhere better. We don't want to be stuck in another country that's fucked up or is fucking us up. Like, we want to be here. We feel like this is a land of opportunity. We feel like this is a land of freedom. So it's like, let you know what I'm saying? Allow us to come. The same way Biden allowed y'all to come and y'all came with no hesitation. It was just some of y'all was doing too damn much. And, in every community, regardless of what community it is good and bad. The same way, it started from the very beginning. There was good angels, there was bad angels. Some of the bad angels decided to leave heaven, and some of them good angels like, no, like, shoot, like, we're going to have to kick y'all out. You feel me? If you don't leave. And that's, I guess that's where the war in heaven came in. Because some of them, I feel like some of them probably was willing to leave. And some of them were just like, no, screw that. Like, we ain't leaving. We don't want to leave nowhere good. And now here come a war. It's like, it don't have to be like that. It's just leave. Leave. So the next president could see, like, if it came down to that moment again, you would leave peacefully. You wouldn't go out here destroying businesses and everything else, and especially when you're not from here. What you think the next president gonna say? Can we come back, sir? What, come back so you could destroy stuff again when somebody else tell you to leave? No, it's the same way, like, in somebody's household. Like, if you come to my household, okay, I didn't invite you in, whatever, and once I tell you to leave, you get mad. You want to break my TV. You wanna probably kick my pet, kick my dog or something. See anything that's valuable to me and just break it, throw it out the window, breaking windows and stuff. Who gonna want to let them back in? So it's like, y'all, just settle down and just leave. Everything will be okay. Everything will be okay. So it's like, I wouldn't be going as hard as I wouldn't be going as hard as I am if I was y'all. Like, I would just be like, you know what, y'all don't want me here, fuck it. I mean, shoot, I'll try to make something manage. I mean, shoot, especially with the years going by fast. It's like, once you go through 1 year, it seems like you already done went past 2 years. That's how I feel nowadays. So it's like, I wouldn't even have took that, you know what I'm saying? I wouldn't even have took that to heart. I would have just left. And I feel like that's what the legal immigrants need to do. Just leave. Because once again, it is a crime. Illegal is a crime. You cannot have an illegal substance on you. Stealing is illegal. Parking in front of a fire hydrant is illegal. And Americans got to suffer from fines and arrests and having records from that. Meanwhile, you guys, illegal immigrants, I don't want to say aliens, illegal immigrants, you guys are able to do certain things and still get off, get sent to another country just to get sent back here. Like, that was his whole thing. Like, and it wasn't towards, you know what I'm saying, you shouldn't always put yourself in that category with the type of people that mess up for y'all community. Like, just like, it's basically like racism. It's like, oh, one black person that went out here and did all this to this one black person to other black people, and now that means all blacks is that way. No, like, it's just, you have it's half and half. You have good and then you have evil. You have some good ones and then you have some bad ones. And when them bad ones like do stuff, it messes up for the good ones. But you can't get mad at that. You know, I used to get mad in school. You know, one person talking, guess what they say? Oh no, like one person talk, everybody got the right. I will not talk during class. Y'all got to write it 50 times. They'll write it on the chalkboard and everything. We all had to do that shit. Over one person talking. Over one person talking. One. So it's like I don't get how people don't get that these group of people fucked it up for y'all. Why is y'all mad at the people that's actually trying to just hold down the laws that was already established? Why? There's no reason to. Just leave. So, I mean, like I said, I ain't want to say all that because I know it's going to be a lot of, people saying like, no, that still don't make sense, or no, like you wrong. It sounds like you siding with Trump. Like, no, I'm not siding with Trump. I'm just saying the most common sense answer, which is just leave and just wait. The same way everybody else had to wait for Trump and to be put in at 2024. The same way people had to wait for Biden to get put in 2020. The same way people had to wait for Obama to get in 08. So it's like just chill. Relax yourselves. It shouldn't be that big of a deal. Go, especially if you have families. Just leave, take your family, leave, and enjoy 3 years in y'all country. Try y'all best, because like I said, y'all over here for a reason. Come over here, go over there, enjoy. Try to enjoy the rest of y'all 3 years, and then once that's settled, just come back over here in 2028 when there's a new president in. I'm pretty sure it's going to be a new president that's going to, probably change some of them laws up. So it's like, you just got to have faith. Always have faith. Just don't react to everything and be upset that these people, this hot government rather, is just trying to get stuff established that should have been already established in their eyes. So once again, just cut it. Okay? Please. We are all human beings. We are all living souls. And no one is better than the other, because ain't nobody perfect. Everybody got flaws. Just keep your faith and keep it going. Keep moving forward. Because doing this type of stuff ain't doing nothing but holding you back. And it's going to continue to hold you back. So, that's my opinion. Nobody knows.